Good morning. Good morning. This is Jan from New York City. Channel name Jan from New York City saves money. I really, really love helping people to keep some of their own hard-earned money. I'm going to suspend my intro video clip. Why? Because there's been some technical problems, and honestly, I don't feel like recording something 9 times just because of an 8-second video clip. How you doing today? I hope that this audio video, as always, finds everyone doing well. I looked up some interesting but could be disturbing news about some things that are going to be possibly increasing in price. Why? Because of some short supply, and why? Because of conflicts of which I don't get into, ever on this channel. But we all watch the news, and we all have, a brain of which we could figure things out and make our own, decisions about. But unfortunately, there are some short supplies of things on the horizon. And since today we're talking about stockpiling items, yes, you hear my page flipping. That's what you hear. Hope everybody is doing well, and a happy Friday to you. Yeah. I'm looking for my trusty glasses. You can't see me do that, but I am doing it up. There you go. I just dropped something. Not good, not good. All right, so let's get started with this. So, according to my internet research, this is not a Jan from New York City research. This is someone else. I checked it online, and according to their information, basically, corn is going to be actually possibly an issue of an increase in price. Why? Because of some conflicts. Okay, so there may be some corn shortages, and some people may say, well, big deal, I could live without corn. Well, we could all hopefully live without corn, but it's going to be a little more difficult doing that at this moment in time. Why? Because corn is actually a basic ingredient in many, many things, and we do not realize it, even including, let's say, some dressings, or, of course, obviously chips, like, that type of a chip. But these are just, examples. So it will affect certain things, and it's just going to have a spillover effect, in my honest thought. Okay. Next, bread and bread flour and wheat shortages are likely on the horizon because of the same ongoing situation at the time of this recording. And of course, things affect other things. So here are two items I would definitely be on the lookout for at this time. If these are products that you or your family uses, and you don't want to pay the higher price, which will probably happen in the not so distant future, according to what I have read here. Next, vegetable oil, something that maybe people don't think about, vegetable oil, but we do like to use it. Vegetable oils include things like canola oil, or sunflower oil, or soybean oil, and palm oil as well. They are expected to be in short supply over the next several months. We all know about how it works with supply and demand, right? So if it's in short supply in the next few months, possibly, or slash probably, we can expect on the horizon that's going to affect the price, not in our favor. So again, heads up. And the oil situation is due actually to many factors. Again, cannot get into, but this is going to be the end result. So it's going to be in shorter supply, and guess what? The prices are going to go what? Up. Okay. Listen, I always feel this way. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. It's always good to keep your head up. Next, this was interesting. Canned pet food. Now, I find this one interesting for a number of reasons. Number one, it points out canned pet food, and actually, the article I was looking at had mentioned about if there's ever a time to start learning how to do homemade pet food, it's now. This is according to what I've been reading. Canned pet food may be affected next year. Why? Because there is a shortage of aluminum. So with an aluminum shortage, that helps produce the cans, obviously. So these are contributing factors to some of the shortages. But here's what I'm finding also interesting. If aluminum is used for not just pet food, aluminum cans are used for many other things. So if there is supposedly, again, supposedly, I'm not saying all this is all factual. I have no way of determining if any of this is factual. So you form your own conclusions on it. Maybe just, if not for anything else, when I point certain things like this out, at least to give ourselves that little bit of a heads up, a little bit of wiggle room. I'm not saying absolutely, definitely, positively for sure. I'm not. I'm just saying this is something that I had read online and seemed rather interesting. And I thought that you might, decide to add this to your list of, oh, gee, should I like concern myself about it? Let's just talk about stockpiling in general. Now, if you have never started a stockpile of groceries, which includes not just food, but it includes, let's say, over the counter medication, um, things like, like adhesive bandages, if you get a little cut on your finger, hydrogen peroxide, you see the drill, maybe things like mouthwash, toothpaste, shampoo, stuff of that nature. I watch a few videos, in general, and I do tend to agree that overtly stockpiling may not be a great thing, but not stockpiling any of these things at all is definitely not a great thing. Like overtly may not be a great thing, but not doing it at all is definitely not a good idea. So there's, I rather err on the side of caution. And it's like, like the more you read, the more you hear, I might have observed a few, news videos or whatever clips you want to call them on TV or wherever you get your news information source from. And again, it just makes me realize once again, and as usual, error on the side of caution. Better to have the stuff that you need that your family uses. I cannot emphasize that point enough because to buy a whole bunch of stuff and like relatives, family members, you're looking at each other going, well, yeah. Is that really a good way of spending your money? Not really. Not really. So, you know what? It's really work to have like a sit down with your family and have a meeting. Sit down with your family, like maybe after dinner one night or whenever guys get together. Say, hey, listen, we need to really get serious about putting away a little bit of a stockpile, just to have, sudden job loss or income loss, whatever the reason. We don't know the reasons. We just don't know sometimes. Isn't it better to err on the side of caution and sit down and ask, is this something that you use? Again, you might be learning a few things about each other's really habits of what do people like, what do people not like, and that will really help in the decision making and perhaps come up with a plan and go stockpiling for your grocery shopping one day altogether. That would be really nice. Hey, it's a great way to sit down with your family. That could never hurt. So anyway, sorry about my lack of video clips today. So it turned out to be more like a very long no frills video. But the main message today of this stockpiling chat on this Friday is that to keep your heads up about these items. All right. Okay. Have an amazing, fantastic day and a wonderful upcoming weekend. Take care of yourself and your wonderful family. Bye bye.